So I recently discovered a shocking story that transpired over a game I used to love called Old School RuneScape. Now this story is a sour one about romance and, unfortunately, revenge. Now stay tuned to find out what it's all about. So for those of you who aren't near the age of 30, RuneScape is a role-playing game, a massive online multiplayer role-playing game for that. Now you can pretty much do anything you want, there's no storyline, you can cook, fish, make a house, and even fight other people. It's pretty much one of those games where you can choose what to do, and obviously what is one thing we've all done in the past on RuneScape if you have played it. That's pretty much have a RuneScape girlfriend, isn't it? Whether you went out and bought one or whether you went out and chatted one up yourself. For most of us, this would more than likely been another teenage boy trying to scam away GP from you, really. But on this story, there was actually no catfishing. Now, I bet you're wondering, how has this story gone sour and how did it go bad? Now, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened here. There was a RuneScape player who went by the name of Shane Coffey. And like most of us, he started a RuneScape relationship with another online player. Now, this online player was a female, she went by the name of Farha. This relationship was a bit abnormal, to say the least. Normally, in a normal RuneScape relationship, you maybe speak to this person for about a week and then they block you. You never speak to them again. Now, their relationship kind of came off RuneScape. It went on to other social media forms, such as WhatsApp, and I think MSN at the time. Now, this led to Shane buying Farha gifts for Christmas and actually sending them, which, I don't know about you guys, but I've never wanted to buy my in-game girlfriend a real-life gift anyway. Obviously, when you're playing RuneScape, you've got to accept that most relationships are going to be long distance if you are going to make one through it. The problem with Shane is that he lived in Boston, Massachusetts, and Farah lived in Surrey, the UK, which is approximately about 3,255 miles away apart from each other. So it's safe to say this was a very long-distance relationship, which can cause problems like within itself to start off with. Now, due to the distance, Shane started to get a bit paranoid at this time. He actually believed that Farha was, talking to other guys, and he, a bit of a beta male mindset in a sense. He decided that he wanted to double check this and make sure that he was the only person she was speaking to. Now, how he did this was quite sinister. So for what I can find on the source that you'll find in the description is that he started to hatch sort of a plan. He involved hacking into Farah's laptop and giving himself access to like all the social medias and even her in-game account, which, as you can guess, he found he wasn't the only person Farah was talking to, like all the online girlfriends on RuneScape, let's be honest. At this point, he deals with the situation normally by having a conversation, but yeah, as you can imagine, that went sour and ended pretty quickly. Farah did the correct thing by blocking him on everything, all social medias, and cutting communication with him. Totally understandable. This is where it probably should have ended for both parties, and then we go separate ways. But no, Shane at this time couldn't take the rejection and starts to form a new plan. However, this plan had a lot more sinister consequences towards the end of it. Shane had actually sent Farah gifts in form of Christmas presents. He actually knew where she lived and had her home details. At this point, Shane decided to book a return flight. So he did intend on returning back to the UK, back to Boston. He also packed a bag, which what the media was calling a murder kit. Now, it contains cable ties, tape, and gloves, as well as a large combat knife. At this point, to be honest, he could have turned around, he could have made his life choices and chose to do the right thing and not gone there, because he actually went onto Google and searched for some phrases. He searched life behind UK bars, and he also decided to search hand-to-hand combat. Instead of turning around, he did go ahead of the act and proceeded to board the plane and head from the US to the UK. Now, after landing in the UK, Shane stayed at a hotel near Farah's home in Surrey and waited till around the early hours of the morning. Now, around 4:30 AM, Shane broke into Farah's house using a brick that he actually found outside. He then proceeded to stab and slash at Farah's chest and arms. Now, screaming in fear for her life, obviously Farah would do, her brother woke, thankfully. Now, he came running in and he managed to overpower Shane with what I could see only on text really was a metal bar as a description. This left Shane crying, whimpering on the floor, actually begging Farah's brothers to stop, which of course he did to call mercy services for his sister. Farah was rushed to hospital, and luckily she managed to survive a horrific attack with obviously some in critical condition at first, and then did eventually recover from it. Shane at this time had to obviously serve trial in the UK because that's where the crime was committed. He was put in front of a jury and he was found guilty of attempted murder and was sentenced to life in prison with a chance with minimum term being 8 years before being actually eligible for parole. Luckily, obviously, in the story, no one did lose their lives, and however, you could argue the choices kind of Shane made over video game girlfriend meant that his life is now over. Obviously, he may get out of prison and be minimum 8 years, but it has much more severe and longer consequences than that. I just want to say, if you did enjoy the video, please make sure to hit the like button and comment below of any sort of gaming disasters or gaming sort of trials you want me to cover. So I'm really interested in that sort of stuff, so I think like it'd be a cool concept. I also wanted to say a big thank you to Wavy's web surf. His channel actually did a video on a multiple horrific sort of gaming, well, killer gamers, or gaming killers, sorry, I should say. Now, so if you do want to go check out the full video, it has multiple of these, please go ahead and use the link in the description. I did get the sort of video idea from him. I didn't actually really know about the situation till his video, which meant I just sort of deep dive myself. And it was really sort of like, you know, weird to see. I mean, I played RuneScape for years, but never heard about his story. So obviously thank you to him, and make sure you go obviously watch the video in full on his channel. Now, I also wanted to say the links for all the sources I got for the articles are in the description as well as also the link for some stock footage that was used in this video. So if you did like any of that, please go check them out. I just wanted to say, did want to stick around for future videos. This one sort of is one of my first ones. Please hit the subscribe button with a like bell. Thank you for watching, and see you all next time.